Hello, I'm Ken Nicely, Superintendent for Roanoke County Public Schools. I'm Ken Nicely, Superintendent of Roanoke County Public Schools.
It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ken Nicely, new Superintendent for Roanoke County Public Schools.
Well, it all started in 1993.
Dr. Nicely is the current Superintendent of Roanoke County Public Schools and a driving force behind innovation in the Valley. But his journey began long before he arrived at RCPS.
And I was living down in Central America at the time, in Managua, Nicaragua, because my wife and I were there, living there for 2 years, starting a little school down there. And so we knew we wanted to come back to this area, and so I was trying to find a teaching job as a Spanish teacher because that's what I was trained to do. I have my bachelor's degree and my master's degree in teaching Spanish. So I did a whirlwind tour across the state, job interviewing different school districts across the state, and it just so happened that year there was an opening, a couple of openings in Roanoke County, and so I got the job and started teaching at Cave Spring High School. So I taught there for about 9 years and had a great time teaching students to love Spanish.
He and I were both teachers at Cave Spring High School back in the 90s, so I knew him as a teacher. He actually taught across the hall from me when I was teaching chemistry. He was teaching Spanish across the hall, and you could just hear the excitement and enthusiasm coming out of his room as he kind of honed his skill as a teacher there and started to really envision, I think, what he thought teaching and learning should and could be.
I really thought it was really important for students not to just learn about the language, but also learn the language. That's the point, right? And I think that's true of other subjects as well. I think students need to not just learn about science, they need to do science, right?
Being a foreign language teacher, students would come out of his room all the time. They all had their Spanish names from Senior Nicely. I knew during that time students spoke very highly of him. In my interactions with him, you could tell he was passionate about what he taught. He was passionate about Spanish and about students and did a fantastic job with that.
And the other thing that I learned about him that I thought was really fascinating was how much he still remembers about his students from his time in the classroom. I remember him telling a story. He went to play pickleball, and when he was a Spanish teacher, he assigned all of his students a name that's traditional in that native language, and he still recalled that name when he was playing pickleball with a student he taught over 20, 30 years ago.
Even back then, you started to hear Dr. Nicely talking about some tenets that we would continue to hear, and I would continue to work with him for the next close to 20 years. Concepts like, learning should be engaging, learning should be purposeful. This idea of deeper learning, learning that gets to really rich exploration of content, not just superficial, but really kind of getting down in and making learning something that is memorable and something that is truly experiential.
After years of being a valuable educator, Dr. Nicely made the decision to move higher up and make a bigger mark.
I realized, wow, being a principal is a really important job because you affect the culture of the school, you inspire teachers, you still get to be a teacher of teachers and helping them in their profession while at the same time impacting entire school. So it's very important work. I mean, principals' jobs are hugely important. And so I kind of drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak, and thought, okay, I'd like to do that. I went to Hidden Valley Middle School and was an assistant principal there for 4 years, and then became principal in 2006 and was principal there for 6 years.
Started as an assistant principal at Hidden Valley Middle School in 2006, and that is when Dr. Nicely became the principal of Hidden Valley Middle School. So he hired me as his first assistant principal.
Dr. Nicely was my boss when I was a teacher at Hidden Valley Middle School for a number of years, and then of course he became my boss in a number of different capacities when I came back to Roanoke County.
The history with Dr. Nicely, he had left Cave Spring High School by the time I had gotten there. But by the time I came over here, he was principal at Hidden Valley Middle School.
Then of course, when I became his assistant principal, just the depth of knowledge about what good instruction is, and then his care for people were the two things that struck me the most and left probably the biggest impact on me.
Loved middle school. I was really into working with not only that school and making sure that we worked on some really cool things, some pretty innovative things as a school, And our faculty kind of went along with that, and we did some pretty innovative things and won some state and national awards there, so I was really proud of that.
Higher and higher he climbed, moving from school leadership to begin his journey here with district leadership.
So in 2012, I finished my doctorate also at Virginia Tech, and then came over to the district leadership as director of instruction, and was a director of administration for about 3 years, which really helped me to learn other things beyond just the instructional side of things. And then was offered the chance to become superintendent back in 2018. I've been doing this for my 8th year, so it's been a good journey.
When Dr. Nicely first became superintendent, I said to him, I said, keep in mind, as I say to all superintendents, and anybody who is a leader anywhere in any organization, principals as well, what's one of your jobs as a leader? It's to be chief cheerleader.
Pressures and stress that come with that role, whether it's coming from the state, whether it's coming from difficult situation with staff, students, parents, etc. I think as a leader, the way he handles and carries himself and the energy that he puts out, I think that really sets the tone. Anytime you've had conversations, interactions with him, it's always about, what can we do to support you in your role and your capacity. The
underlying approach to nearly everything with Dr. Nicely is to consider the other. He is a deep thinker, but he's also deeply in touch with the human condition, and he is just genuinely kind at his core. And he is just also super smart, and he's intellectually curious, therefore he's super well read and can speak with you on just an incredible wide array of topics. And it's not this inch deep, 3 mile wide conversation either. He can really go in depth with what he knows and understands about things. And when he doesn't know and understand, he asks a lot of really good questions and wants to consume that information as well.
Relates to teachers and other employees. Never felt like he was the big boss, so to speak. I've always felt comfortable having honest and open discussions with him. There have been times where we haven't necessarily always agreed on things, but he was always open to listen.
And that's the thing, he has fun. And things that he's doing, he wants to make sure that we're all obviously working hard, but also that we're having fun while we do it.
We took a trip down to Atlanta. He was director, I believe, of administration at that time. And we went to this aquarium. But Dr. Nicely is very rule follower. It's very calm. And we're in this aquarium, and I look over, and Dr. Nicely is in the tube where all these fish are going around posing. And it was just so out of, not what I expected of Dr. Nicely. And so we've laughed about that for quite a few years. It was, great seeing that side of him, but it was quite entertaining.
We do videos for Convocation. And there were a couple of years where he did some funny stuff, and it was all about transportation. For example, the theme one year was shifting gears. We were just coming out of COVID, and trying to, shift gears to get back to normal. Or whatever normal we could try and get back to. So he did some silly stuff on his own about riding a bicycle that doesn't have changing gears versus a bicycle that does, and the fact that being able to shift gears, you can easily go uphill because you can shift to a bigger gear and all this kind of stuff. Well, the next year we went to a transportation theme. It was all about trains, and it was full steam ahead. And so we got kind of silly, and there was a point where we shot a couple of gag pieces. One was we went to Valley View and the train at Valley View, and he was going to be the conductor, and we worked with them ahead of time, so this was all totally staged. And he wanted to be the conductor, and the conductor just looks and goes, "No, that's not going to happen." He gets this dejected look, walks off. And then we worked with the Zoo Chew up at the Mill Mountain Zoo. And they set it up for that he could quote unquote be the conductor, although he actually wasn't driving the train. There was somebody in front of him driving the train. But we just got to do some really silly fun stuff. And what makes that kind of fun was the fact that it reminds folks that, especially when you get to the higher levels of an organization, you kind of become a faceless entity. Your humanity drops off to the side as far as public perception goes. And so this really did a beautiful job of reminding everybody, you know what, he's a human being.
Okay, well, David, this year's theme for our school system is soaring to new heights. So I am ready to soar to new heights. In fact, I'm hoping we can go up in here and I can do a little skydiving today and really do some soaring today. Would that be all right?
I don't think so. I don't know if that'd be wise.
Oh, come on, man. What's the danger? We got the lake out there. It's hot out here. I can jump in, cool off. I got my gear. I got my helmet. I got my parachute backpack here. I'm ready to go. So, and believe me, I'm willing to do it. I'm not scared of heights or anything. I'm willing to do it.
All right. I guess if you think you're ready, we could give it a whirl.
All right, let's do it.
No,
Come on. What's the problem?
No.
What's the problem? I'm not scared. I'm not scared of heights. I can do this.
You don't have what you need. You've never done this.
What are you talking about? I got my helmet. I got my parachute backpack.
That's a bike helmet.
Oh, this is the bike helmet from a couple of years ago. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've got my my train conductor helmet. I had this last year. That'll work.
Not a train, and that's softer than the bike helmet.
Come on. Well, I'll tell you what. No helmet. I'm going to jump in the lake anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't need.
All I need is the parachute backpack. I'm good.
The parachute backpack.
I got my parachute backpack.
This is not a parachute backpack. This is your pickleball backpack.
You mean I can't do this?
No.
One of Dr. Nicely's primary focuses within the last few years has been the Opportunity Ready Graduate Program, preparing students for any and every opportunity after high school.
Probably the most important thing really is around our Opportunity Ready Graduate Program. That's something that I feel really passionate about, and really started back when I was Director of Instruction. So the focus then was so much on the SOL testing and making sure we got good test results, which is important. We need that balance. But we started asking questions of students and parents and teachers, really about, what else should learning be about? What's the most important thing that we want students to be focused on? And so the ideas of building skills like communication skills and collaboration skills and creativity and citizenship and so forth really became front and center. How to go about that and make it sure that it's measurable is the challenge. And we work with school districts actually all over the country who kind of do similar work and figuring out how to make that a priority, but make sure that the outcomes are something that's very concrete is the challenge. And so the work that we've done with our Profile of a Graduate, Opportunity Ready Graduate Program, I'm so proud of the fact that now students can graduate with their diploma seal, their honor cord, if they become Opportunity Ready graduates. And of course they accomplish that through their senior defenses of learning. And students, even in elementary school and middle school, can prepare for that through our student-led conference program, which is a part of that. So I'm probably most proud of our Opportunity Ready Graduate Program. I think the Opportunity Ready Graduate Program is so important. It's been such a huge priority because it's really something that has required a culture shift across the school division, and it really requires some outside of the box thinking. So anytime you get people to think beyond sort of the norm, beyond the status quo, and to do something really big, that's pretty exciting. So we ran across school divisions who talk about things like being college ready, being college and career ready, even being life ready. We came up with this idea of being opportunity ready because really we don't know what kind of pathways exist beyond high school. I mean, we have some ideas about that, but really those things continue to evolve and change. Jobs and other kinds of things that may exist 5-10 years from now may not even be on anybody's radar right now. We want the transformation. And by the way, we also want to SEE change. We want to see the change. We want it to become real.
He came into education. He started to, he right from the beginning understood that kids need these opportunity-ready skills to be successful in life. And yet he continued his mission the whole time he was here, including when he was the director of instruction, because that's where it really first started. And he never wavered from that, so committed to that vision and understanding the future needs for kids to be successful. I think he's definitely a visionary in that aspect.
Well, I think just the fact that if you think about how the Sea Change framework has impacted instruction in the classroom and how teachers are focused on deeper learning, and now starting at the elementary school, which has always been Dr. Nicely's vision. That's one of the unique things, is he never saw our Opportunity Ready work as a pilot or something that was going to be just for a certain group of students. It was going to be for all our students. So we actually start in elementary school with students starting to collect and curate work around our Opportunity Ready skills. The three we've really focused on are communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. And elementary school students collect that stuff, they talk about those artifacts, and then they present to their parents in a student-led conference with some reflection. They talk about, who am I as a learner? And if you think about just the profound impact that has as they do that in elementary school, then they move to middle school, they're still collecting artifacts, they're still thinking about who they are as a learner, and that carries over to the high school level. Then as seniors, of course, they've got a robust portfolio of evidence that they then defend to a panel of trained staff.
The concept of Opportunity Ready is not new. We have been preparing students and having the moniker of Opportunity Ready for, probably 8 years now. Again, that started even before Dr. Nicely became superintendent. I first came in as Dr. Lorraine Lang was here, and our general motto was accent excellence with a tagline of learning for all, whatever it takes. And we had that for a long, long time. And what we wanted to do was kind of modernize that whole concept, and that's where Opportunity Ready came into being, as we shifted from this idea of let's prepare students to go to college to let's prepare students to look at their career pathways. Some of those career pathways go through the college door right out of high school. 2 thumbs up, great, that's excellent. But not all of them do. In fact, most of them don't. Most of the jobs that are out there don't require college right out of the gate. Maybe later down the road. And maybe if they do, is later down the road, the business pays for it. So this idea of shifting from, let's prepare you to go to college, to let's have you opportunity ready to take advantage of whatever opportunities come your way after you graduate from high school, and you can start down these different possible career pathways, makes things very different. And so that idea of Opportunity Ready has been around for a while, but recently what we wanted to do was kind of give it more prominence.
But at the end of the 2025-2026 school year, Dr. Ken Nicely will be retiring, culminating a 35-year career in education and 33 years with the district.
What I'm looking forward to in my retirement is figuring out what I want to be when I grow up, because I'm still, looking at opportunities, and a lot of folks are congratulating me and thinking I'm just going to retire, I guess, and sit on a rocking chair and maybe, just kick back a little bit, maybe play a little pickleball, which I enjoy doing, but I'll continue working full time, at least for the foreseeable future. And so I'm just kind of looking to see what opportunities are out there, and I definitely want to continue making a difference in the role of education in whatever way that might be.
My favorite memory of Dr. Nicely is when he was principal at Hidden Valley Middle School. We had some teachers that were retiring or moving on to greener pastures. And a lot of people don't know this about Dr. Nicely, but he is very talented musically. He's got a pretty good voice. And we did a little karaoke session towards the end of the year, and he sang a song by Billy Joel called Just the Way You Are, and he sang it perfectly.
Because we're talking about his legacy here, let's talk about the Sea Change framework. I remember the day that he started walking around the central office halls, asking everybody that he would meet if they understood what a sea change was. And people, I can't remember the very specifics of who did and who didn't and that sort of thing. But I had a leg up because I'm an English major and I'm an English supervisor, and so that comes from a Shakespeare play. It's a sea change.
And I only ran across maybe 2 people in this entire building who ever heard the word sea change, which was ridiculous.
One of the most recent accomplishments of Dr. Nicely and the Roanoke County Public Schools District is the construction of the new state-of-the-art CTE Center, expected to be completed late this year, the Roanoke County Career and Technology Center, also known as RCCTC.
His impact on Burton Center and building RCCTC has been immeasurable. This is something that was kind of an afterthought with a lot of our staff here, that it was a running joke that we're never going to get the new building. We're always going to be second or third in line. And his persistence and his vision for how important career opportunities are for students has really helped to push Roanoke County Schools in a very positive direction in building a brand new facility that will be able to meet the needs of more students, be able to expand as necessary as job opportunities changes, as career pathways change and evolve. This facility is the result of a lot of work by Dr. Nicely, and also with the support of the school board and the board of supervisors as well. But in order to be able to spearhead that, it certainly took a lot of work on his end, and I cannot express enough how important that work is for his legacy.
Have I met my goals as superintendent? We have. I mean, there's some work that's unfinished. I would love to be able to stick around another year or two and see RCCTC finished and some of the other construction projects that we need to get started on. I would love to see what's going to happen next year with all of our seniors having to do the Opportunity Ready Graduate Program. But all of those things are in place. I mean, RCCTC, all you have to do is go down the highway there and look up and you see that happening. You know it's going to be done, it's going to be big, it's going to be bold, it's going to be beautiful. And the same thing is true of having every single Roanoke County senior graduate, having gone through the Opportunity Ready Graduate Program.
Taking Dr. Nicely's place at the beginning of the 2026-2027 school year, Dr. James Soltis will take over as the new superintendent of Roanoke County Public Schools.
Dr. Soltis, very much like Dr. Nicely, they listen to students, they listen to parents, and they listen to staff members. And that's important. To be a great leader, you have to be a good listener. And Dr. Soltis is that.
My favorite memory of Dr. Nicely is a funny one. So I was a middle school principal, first year at middle school. I never even went to middle school. So like at Glenver, it was 7 through 12 when I was a kid. And you went to elementary school K to 6. So I called him over and I was like, I don't know about these budget numbers. Am I gonna make it to the end of the year? And he goes, no. So then I had to come up with ideas and plans for fundraising and things of that nature to make sure that we were fiscally ready to roll. But he's always been such a supporter of mine in my entire career. He's been somebody who's been a mentor, somebody who, if I had questions, whether it be personal, professional, he's always somebody that I could trust was gonna give me honest feedback. I'm really just looking forward to continuing the mission of Roanoke County Public Schools, but also getting to know all the stakeholders on a more personal level, being visible, and always having an open door policy to work with anybody, whether it be a parent, a kid. I just want to be here to make sure that we are doing what's best for kids.
He taught chemistry with me, so I know his passion as an educator, but I'm excited because in working with Dr. Soltis, we were both middle school principals at the same time. He was at Glenver Middle, I was at Hidden Valley Middle. He's got the same vision. He worked under Dr. Nicely. We've worked together as principals in implementing the Sea Change framework in our schools, and I know that he has that same passion and that same heart for deeper learning and making sure that our students are graduating opportunity ready that Dr. Nicely does, and I'm excited about Dr. Soltis and his vision and his ability to take all of this to the next level.
I think he's going to do an excellent job. Dr. Nicely and Dr. Soltis have a lot of things in common, one being they're extremely intelligent and they're people, meaning it does matter if you have an opinion, and it does matter and that you have a voice.
And I think that he is a believer in engaging students and meeting students where they are, and all of the things that our vision with the Opportunity Ready embodies. And I think he will carry it on and add his own flavor to it and add his own taste. He is his own person, and he too is just incredibly smart and brings a lot of energy to the job. And so I'm very much looking forward to working with him.
My ultimate goal is to do what my educators did for me, to ensure that every kid knows they're loved, there's a place for them here in Roanoke County, and that we're going to prepare them for whatever future that they aspire to achieve. Yeah, I think one of the things that I would really like to do is expand the Opportunity Ready skills to ensure that we systematically are able to make sure all kids have the opportunity to attain these skills and be prepared for life. I think too often, only a narrow scope of kids get exposed to the types of lessons that enable them to learn and attain these skills. So being able to do that for all kids is my ultimate mission.
The thing that I think would want the community and certainly our staff and families to remember is just that the school system here in Roanoke County is pretty special, and we've lived through lots of things over the past several years. I mean, whether it's the pandemic or all kinds of other controversies of different sorts and so forth. But at the heart of what happens in the school system are first of all kids, students who are wonderful, and there's some folks who get in trouble sometimes, and we have to deal with those kinds of issues. But most students are great, and they're enthusiastic about learning. They want to be in school. And I'll put up our principals and our teachers here in Roanoke County up against anybody in the state or even in the country. I just think we have some of the best. So folks should be really proud of our school system and the hard work and the teamwork that everybody displays on a daily basis. And in whatever small parts I've had in help shape that, I'm very proud to have been a part of.
If you could describe Dr. Nicely in one word, what would it be and why?
Servant leader.
Visionary.
Sharp.
Impactful.
Commitment, longevity, vision, kindness,
Purposeful.
Relentless.
Okay, teams, let's have a great March Madness tournament.
Don't forget to have fun. Hey! Hey! Oh!